I'm waiting on the questions.
Listen, okay.
That's how I like to
All right, so let's start this off.
All right.
I'm Zoe, but this is my podcast called Talks with ZEE. I have my favorite person in the whole wide world. One of my closest friends, one of my best.
You heard it.
One of my best friends, Osha Jones, with me tonight.
Hey y'all.
I'm excited.
What's up?
Hi Shar. I'm excited
to be on here too. We gonna have a time.
This segment is also part of the Connectors Corner. And this is where we build everything off of kingdom principles. Everything off kingdom principles.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the dialogue conversations. I'm looking forward to your questions. I'm pretty sure she's looking forward to your questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited. So we're gonna get right into it. So my topic tonight is called burnout. Okay, burnout is a stage of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion. When you're just super tired, you feel like something is just consistently the same thing. You kind of get tired of a routine. And a lot of us in life, especially as young adults, we get exhausted. Whether we get tired of the same job, whether we get tired of the same functions, we get tired of the same everyday life, we get tired in church, all of those things. So I felt like this was a good topic to talk about simply because we go through so many different things in life and nobody really tells us what to do and how to get through being burnt out at all.
That is
like
true.
Nobody ever talks about it. I think honestly, especially I can only really speak for the church. We get to a place where we get burnt out and we get tired and exhausted that it's kind of like thrown under the rug. It's swept under the rug. So my question for you tonight is, have you ever experienced burnout before?
I've experienced burnout literally almost in every aspect of my life.
Every aspect of your life.
And, well, I'll start with church first.
Okay.
I have literally been in situations where, you know, it would be the same old. They know what key to hit. And then everybody go in an uproar, or they know the same exact songs every Sunday. And listen, as a musician, I experienced burned out, and it was very exhausting. And eventually, you gotta just walk away from something like that, because when you get burned out, you let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Yeah. So yeah,
in the words of our great Pastor Usher, hallelujah.
Yo, oh my God, but for real,
the great apostle,
man. Okay, but yeah, burnout that is a very major topic, and it's not talked about a lot because I ain't gonna get into that, but it's something that needs to be said, because at the end of the day, you can't just keep repeating the same old. At least throw something different in there. Let something different happen this time. Let the kids do something, or let the young adults do something. You know, you just got to move around. Emotional burnout. That is something that goes along with mental health.
Yeah.
And when I say emotional burnout, it's something that's for real, and it will affect you. It would affect you like everyday life. Like you probably... Emotional burnout is a real thing, y'all. Like, it is a real thing. Please pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Self-care, self-love should be priority. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else.
Right.
And I know me as a mother, if Ocean not together, everything is gonna just fall apart. So emotional burnout is a thing. Financial burnout is a thing.
It definitely is a thing.
Okay? Mm-hmm. It's a real thing.
Listen.
Because, oh my God. Remember when you used to be like, oh, I can't wait to be grown. I can't wait to.
And then you get grown and it be a whole.
Yeah, you got all them bills. Yeah. Burnout. Yeah. So that's a real thing. Like, I ain't gonna get all the way into that because that's with another thing, but that's a real thing, y'all. That's a real thing. What was it? Emotional, financial, spiritual. What's another one?
I don't know. You kind of tackled everything. Yeah. I do want to tag into what you were talking about, spiritual burnout. I have been a victim to spiritual burnout a few times in my life. And I remember me being at the church and I would be doing everything. I'm doing audio video. I'm praise and worship. I am praise dance team. I am youth director. I am lights and cameras. I am live stream. I am adjutant. I was doing so many different things, and I felt like sometimes we also do things to keep our mind off of what we really need to handle. And that also goes into tag into with mental health. It is so important that you take care of yourself. If you can, get you a therapist. If you can afford it, get you a therapist.
Get you a therapist.
If you ain't got a therapist, get you a best friend.
'Cause I got one. I got,
Get you a best friend.
I got both.
Get you a best friend.
A few of them things. Yep.
Because a lot of conversation, and then you also got to worry about projecting your burnout on other people too. Because yes, it's great to go and talk to people, but I feel like it's also good for you to build a great relationship with God, a conversation with God. I used to be able to go to people about what I was feeling so easily. Like it was an easy release for me to do that. But God put me in a place where my friendship they call it the hierarchy. My friendship hierarchy started to change and start to shift. And as God started to elevate me and started to open doors, it was a lot of conversations about my life and about what was bothering me that I couldn't have with certain people. I had to change my conversations with that's good. I had to change my conversations with people because number one, you don't want to project that burnout onto other people, but you also don't want people to enable your burnout either.
That's true.
And people will do that. They will sit and listen and want to hear what you got to say, but they don't mean you know well at all. They don't mean you know well.
That's the truth.
And in my burnout, I had to learn when to close that door and when to walk away.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing.
That's a hard thing, especially when it comes to ministry, because you build relationships, you build friendships,
and then you feel guilty about it because it's all based on God. Like, God, like, dang, like I'm really putting my all into this, or I try to make things work. You know, you give me courage, you've given me strength, but oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? That's major. That's really major.
So what I had to do is, and I hope this helps somebody. What I had to do is, I will tell y'all, I never did breakups ever in my life. This is so funny. Never did breakups in my life. I will ghost you. You are not here for me. It's a wrap. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, it's over. Like, ain't nothing that it's nothing to talk about. We ain't got to discuss. I will tell you, know what you did. I'm not going to remind you what you did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got to a place where, that's true. But God made me I had to learn to face my fears, and I had to learn to be able to address situations. Yeah. And that's a big deal when it comes to burnout. You gotta know when to say no and when to close the door.
Know when to say no.
Know when to say no. Listen, know when to close the door.
And the people that you say no to, okay. The ones that you say no to, those the ones that just might get mad because you told them no. Them the same ones that don't like boundaries. But you know what that's so funny is? When you say that about boundaries, I had a conversation with one of my good friends in ministry, and she said, what did she say? She said, people are okay if you having a dream, and I made a post about that too. People are okay with you having a dream, but they're not okay when you start to live that dream. Ooh. And I thought that was so... Oh, my I thought God. That was so profound. And that goes with even burnout when it comes to friendships, relationships. Sometimes you got to know when it's time to write that resignation letter and hand it in and be like, go with your life. Know when to fold up.
Know when to walk away. That's all true. And know when to run.
Listen, I mean run. Okay.
And that's even right now, like I'm going through a season of that where I call it the season of the closed door. Because I don't like closing doors, and
but
I give people
it's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary.
And even in that, like, even in that closing door, that season of closing door, I'm learning to go through burnout, even in the midst of elevation. And
that's deep. Talk about that. Because I ain't... Listen.
Y'all about to make me cry on this live. Burnout and elevation.
Ooh.
That is the...
It's required.
Because it's like everything, things, you know when you growing because stuff start to annoy you, it irritates you.
You're outgrowing things.
Yeah. And what I had to learn was that God was taking me to a higher level. And that's why it seemed sometimes I couldn't hear him or I couldn't see what he was doing because God is taking you to a level,
calling you to another place.
Listen.
Higher height, deeper depths.
Higher heights and deeper depths. And, have you ever dealt with that, like with burnout and elevation?
I'm trying my best to keep it cute. I promise y'all. I really promise. But I am currently in that season of elevation. And when I say it is the most, you know how you got that itch on your back and you can't get to it? Mm-hmm. It's one of them. Like, it's like...
The itch on your back. Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you just... The season that I'm in, I'm trying to keep it... I'm trying to keep it cute. I really am. And I'm trying to be gracious. And I'm trying to be classy for the circumstances. And still hold my head up high and let God do what he needs to do.
Right.
But, yeah... It's definitely a task. It really is. And honestly, even in that, that's how God is testing your fruit. Ooh. That's how God tests your fruit. Okay, you say you got self-control. Okay. We're about to see what self-control really look like. Mm-hmm. Is you able to be tempted and not touch that? Oh. Are you able to be on that fast and not touch that?
For the people who are fasting, hallelujah.
Are you able to? You know what I'm saying? It really caused something, and he wants to know: can I trust you with this new oil that I'm about to give you? Can I trust you with this new territory that I'm about to expand to you? That's deep.
Well, girl, you don't smack me on my back of my neck, cause that was real. That was, y'all don't even know what to say.
Listen, God wants to know, where are you with his fruit? Like, what are you doing with your fruit?
Right.
Is it rotten because you touching other fruit?
You said that to me the other day.
Is it touching other? If you go to the store and let fruit sit for a minute, and hypothetically, let's just say some kiwi. Okay.
Oh yeah, because kiwi.
I love kiwi. Okay.
Me too.
After a while, kiwi go bad real quick. Mm-hmm. But once it starts to, if it's not, if it's touching something else, if it's touching another one, you'll start to see little specks on that one too. Even with bread.
Bread sure do mold quick.
Listen.
You put it on over some.
Listen.
You put it on top.
Okay?
But you know what I learned too? This is so funny that we're using food analogy.
I mean, we was talking about fruit, but it's the fruit.
Even with bread, you notice that when you put bread over, like, black people is so weird because why is bread sitting on top of the refrigerator and the refrigerator get hot?
The people doing that.
Refrigerator will get hot.
Who put your bread on the fridge?
I know too many people that they put it on the fridge, right? And give it like 3-4 days. Now you got blue spots on it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And
so you gotta be mindful.
I was thinking about that earlier because I was thinking about that at school because that's what happened at the school in the cafeteria. They put bread on top of somebody just was doing too much and I was like, dang God, what that mean? And then like sometimes like heat reminds you usually of hell yes people. And sometimes it's not funny, I got a point.
I'm sorry.
Hell yes people. So sometimes we surround ourselves with people who are being used by the enemy and don't even know it. So now you walking into hell's territory and now you wondering why you can't sleep at night. You wondering why you can't hear God's voice. You wondering why you can't understand the scripture.
Well.
You wondering why, you feel less anointed. You feel like you don't give that same effect when you're in worship. You feel like you can't do your job effectively on the job. You feel like, it's so many different, you feel like you can't be the best parent. There's so many different things. You start to become what you surround yourself with. And if you surround yourself with people who are leeches, who suck and take from you,
feel like a leech. Yup.
Say a word.
You will begin to feel like a leech.
You will start to be feeling like you are. It's like when we say you are what you eat.
That's that's the real thing.
Okay? What you eat.
You are what you surround yourself with. Ooh, that's heavy, sis. That's
you start
heavy.
To becoming a product.
Ooh, you are what you eat. That's good.
You are what you eat. And that to me, the Lord is speaking to me, because when I say when I was praying about God, okay, I've been wanting to do this podcast for so long, girl, for like about, I say 4 years. Okay. What is this? 2020. Yeah, I wrote this plan down in 2020. I had another plan that I was going to start a ministry called Impact Movement, and it was going to be a movement to be able to give back. And I don't know why God allowed me to write this down, but I was writing down my plans, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, exactly verbatim. I had t-shirts, I had all of that. I was writing down how I was going to spend, like how we were going to pay for the money for these things, all these different things. Yeah. And I was sitting on it for a long time because I found myself trying to help maintain everybody else, what it was going on, whether it was my job, it was family, whether it was friends. I was trying to maintain and try to help. And I was sitting on something that God had given me. And then I also had this guilt in my mind too. And this is what burnout would do to you. Eventually, burnout will make you feel like you cannot get to the level that people are at. That burnout will make you feel like you don't have the resources, or you don't have the people, you don't have the friends, you don't have the background, you don't have the covering to do what God has told you to do. And I sat on it for about 4 years. And then it was about a couple weeks ago, it was brought to my attention like, hey, you should do this podcast. But my fiance was like, hey, you need to do this podcast. Like what are you sitting on? And he's been the biggest one that pushes me to do certain things that the Lord has called me. I have a whole book of visions of that God has given me. Period. But that burnout of me pouring myself in and running my well dry, and nobody was really pouring into me and pouring into what God had for me. And I remember praying a couple days ago, and I said, Lord, what do you want me to talk about? I don't want to talk. I've never been a person that I'm going to talk about something I ain't go through. Yeah. I feel like too many people speak on topics that they never went through, and then when they go through it and go through it 10 times harder, they are looking confused. They don't know what to do, or they don't understand why they went through that. You kind of brought that on yourself. But when I said this, I said, God, what you want me to talk about? And then God started, literally, I promise you, God started giving me flashbacks to the things that I was going through, like my servitude. I remember, like, that's good. The level of servitude that I used to have when I was a kid started to lack a little bit, but I started to pick it up. But what I started to pick up was not just me serving, but I started picking up people problems, people's grief, people's depression, people's anxiety.
You gotta be careful of that. You gotta be
careful. Hi, C-Dale, how you doing? So, I started to pick up things that wasn't necessary. And the Lord said, that's what you're gonna talk about. Ooh. I didn't have a script. We ain't got, girl, listen, we ain't got nothing. we got nothing. We got nothing. That's all right. We is winging it this whole thing. Okay. But I'm doing what God told me to do. Yes, you're doing it. But burnout will make you feel like you can't do nothing. And then for long, and it puts you in your own mind. Like, it has you stuck in your head. Like, I was stuck in my head like, yo, like, God, what you talking about? I can't do this. Like, I don't got the connections. Who gonna support me? Who's gonna push me? Who's gonna motivate me?
No, don't even worry about that.
And then it took it to a place where God, literally, when I tell you, God has been showing himself mighty.
Absolutely.
Ever since I said, this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, the enemy came. But everything that I'm doing, God is blessing.
It's
the
him.
people that I thought wasn't going to support, I got more support than I even can imagine.
Woo. That's God.
Could even imagine.
He'll show up and he'll show you like, yo, I got you.
And
I'm not gonna let this fall.
Right. And then I'm gonna
my
glory. And he's gonna always get the glory. Always get the glory. And that's how you deal with burnout. And I'm not just talking about in the church.
Right.
I'm talking about in life. You gotta always have a prayer life. You gotta have a prayer life. You gotta have a prayer life even when you're not praying for people. You gotta have a prayer life. You gotta have a prayer life even when stuff don't look the norm. It don't look like how it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have a prayer life. You're supposed to have a prayer life even when stuff is going good and things is lining up and it's working out. Pray. So that's number one. Number two, you have to ask God for discernment. Who am I supposed to be connected to? Who am I supposed to be connected to?
Divine connections.
Who am I supposed to be around? Who serves me and doesn't serve me?
That is so necessary. That is so necessary.
Who serves me and doesn't serve me?
That's a good question.
That's big.
That's a really good question.
And a lot of us, we be thinking it's based off loyalty. Really, and I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm a loyalty person.
But you know what? Even in that, you have to be careful because you could be loyal to a fault. You could be loyal to a fault.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, you still have to seek God even in the midst of your loyalty or in somebody else's loyalty, because sometimes loyalty is a disguise.
Loyalty will send you straight to hell. I'm just gonna be honest.
Loyalty is a disguise.
This is us every day. Yeah. So
sometimes loyalty is a disguise just so, you know what I'm saying, people can see where they can get in, where they can fit in, so they can really execute their real agenda. And sometimes you really have to be careful, and that's why you have to use discernment. Anybody, and this is why I try to present people before the Lord, because I'm at a place where I'm more watchful than anything else in my life. I'm at a very sensitive point in my life, and somebody wants to just come and be about my presence or be in my presence,
or reap the benefits
of your presence is so heavy.
That's heavy.
Oh my God, I really have to pray now, because some people are seeking out what they can, not just seeking out what they can, but they come to investigate too. And they come to see what you got really going on. What you really are you gonna spill your guts to me?
But you know what's worse? You know what the worst feeling is too? The worst feeling is that people minimize what God is gonna do for you, is gonna do in your life. And when they do that, they think that they know what's gonna happen. They think ain't nobody gonna support them. Ain't nobody gonna pour into their ministry. Ain't nobody gonna do this, that, and the third. Ain't nobody gonna look out for them. And then it backfires. And now you over there looking stupid and trying to gossip and trying to conjure up something that's not even worth a discussion, a conversation. That's why you gotta be careful who you talk about and who you put your mouth on. Because you can mess around and you could put your mouth on the very person that's supposed to help you reach your blessing. You could mess around and put your mouth on your next boss, on your next pastor, on your next worship leader, on your next the person that's gonna have to pray you through. And then I'm gonna look at you like, cause y'all pray for me, cause
she got a mouth on her.
No, for real. And the Lord is dealing with me, and he's what he's doing, he's purifying me.
Yes.
And he's purifying my heart. And what he's doing is he's preparing for me for whatever he does have for me. Because I can be honest and truthful. Certain things, hi Nia, it's certain things that I'm not ready for. And I'm not, I know my levels of maturity.
And people are not going to be honest about that.
Right.
They're not going to be honest about that. They're not going to be honest.
I ain't going to take no slap.
But you know what? And that's where
you
pride
can slap
comes
me.
from.
I don't know. I might slap you back.
That's where pride comes from.
But I'm honest.
I'm
honest and I'm transparent, and I've always been not an open book, but I've always been an open book because I want people to see where I came from and look at that as a reflection of where they can go and what God can do, because God might be able to do greater, right? Testimony. So I've always been real honest and real straight up. Listen, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
I can't handle that. It's certain things that I can handle, and it's certain things that I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Know your limits.
You got to know your limits, especially when it comes to burnout. That's why most people die in the season of burnout. Ooh. And this season of burnout is a life or death situation, because some people who deal with burnout can also become suicidal, develop depression, develop anxiety, and it becomes too much. It becomes too much. But where do people go when it becomes too much?
Well,
where can you go?
I go to my therapist. I talk to my friends. Even if I got to reach out to my pastor, like, hey, I got this issue, I need to get this off. Or even if it's just something that only women can, because sometimes women go through depression more than men, because postpartum is a real serious thing, bro. It's a real serious thing. But talk to somebody that can really relate. Your first lady, a mother that you know that, you know what I'm saying, that you can trust or whatever.
A good friend that has good intentions.
A really good friend. A really good friend. Not them,
Hicks.
Not a fake friend that's just gonna be there just to listen.
Just to listen and just to take from it.
Right, somebody that can really pour back into you and pray with you, which is important. Why divine connections is important.
Divine connections is definitely important.
I was watching this. It was like a, what do you call it? A rail. And her name is Prophetess Stephanie. I forgot her name, but she said, some people got to be anointed to be your friend.
Ooh.
Some people got to be anointed to be your friend, for when you lose faith, they can tell you, get up. We going to hold your arms up. Let's go.
Right.
Some people got to be anointed to be your friend, to get that prayer through. Are you going to pull heaven down on my behalf?
Are you able heaven down on my behalf?
Are you able to pull heaven down on my behalf when I am all prayed out, when I am all wore out, mentally drained, physically drained, I have nothing left? Are you able to seek the Father on my behalf? Are you anointed enough to be my friend?
Right.
When I tell you I played that about 5 times, because it literally was resonating in me.
Anointed to be my friend.
And I really had to really sit in that, because I need to know, am I anointed to be your friend? Am I anointed to be her friend? Is she anointed to be my friend? You know what I'm saying?
Are we anointed to be connected together?
Exactly. And you've got to understand, like, some people are really just for a season in your life. Even if that is, be okay.
Right.
Be okay. That's a real thing. And that's something I have to learn. I had to learn, and I'm kind of still learning.
Even in that, also talking about, Lord Jesus, help me, God. Okay, so even talking about that with connections and friendships too. I also agree with you when you said that you had to learn. You even had to learn in that process. Did that process ever feel good at any point?
No. I'm in a season of silence. Like, I really have to be careful on what I expose. I have to be careful of, because I'm out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I still want to protect my gift, and I know God is going to, but we still have to use wisdom. And not everybody is able and capable to enter into this season of my life.
Come on, enter in.
Listen. Mighty God. Everybody can't go. And you have to really know, and you have to use your discernment. But it's very hard, because when you get to a place where, like, oh my God, I'm just so fed up, I'm ready to talk, like, I need to get this off of me. That's the hard part, because I'm a person that like to talk when I really need to get something off my chest.
Right.
Or if somebody offends me, or I really got to get it off my chest. But I can't. Like, I'm in this season. I'm in this moment where I can't. I have to, like, I literally have to wait till I get to my therapist.
Right. I feel you.
And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you still got those certain ones, but you still disclose certain stuff to certain ones. You know what I'm saying? And even in that, you have to be careful. You just really have to be careful, and you got to be mindful, and you got to be watchful. That's all that, like...
Wise, being wise.
It's hard, though. It's definitely hard, you know, just being silent. And even in your burnout. Because sometimes you really want to scream. Sometimes you really just want to be like, I'm done!
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then this is also to encourage you guys too that being burnt out is okay, but also being burnt out is a part of the process. And how you handle being burnt out in your process can be either your biggest come up or your biggest downfall.
Wow.
So how you handle it.
Yeah.
How you handle it is so, and I'm gonna tell y'all, to be real truthful and to be real honest with y'all, I was in a place of burnout where I didn't even want to be here no more. I would pray, God, if you let me close my eyes and just rest peacefully, Jesus. I'm okay. Wow. And I was content with that for a long time. But now, even in life, and I look back in that situation, if God would have let me die then, I would have never even got to see his glory to this extent. And this is not even the capsule.
Yeah.
The cap of what God has got for me. Yeah. I know that the Lord is doing things. Like, God is really... He's doing it. He's doing more than I expected.
Yeah.
More than I expected.
More than you ever expected.
And this is us trying to, we're telling you this, and we're trying to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
Because we want you to know that we see you.
Yeah.
We see you.
Yeah.
We feel you. We've been there. We understand. And we know that some people be like, just tuck it under the rug. It's okay. Or you still got to keep going. You still have to keep going. But while you keep going, talk.
Yeah.
Write. Pray. Surround yourself around people who are going to hold you up and hold your arms up.
Hold you up. That's a real thing.
And set yourself around people who set the standard.
Let's talk about that standard, though. What is the standard?
Holiness.
Come on, holiness is still right.
Holiness is still right. But don't get too carnal with the fact of holiness that you feel like you can't fall. Because you can always fall. If that was the case, we didn't need Jesus Christ.
That's good.
You would need Jesus. You got to fall. You have to fall. And that's even a point even in burnout. Burnout is a physical, mental, and emotional fall in your walk with Christ, in your walk of your job, in your walk of your ministry, in your walk of motherhood, in your walk in fatherhood. Yeah. All of those things. It's a walk. It's a part of your walk. It's a part of your walk. That's like a roller coaster. A roller coaster always goes down.
Oh, yeah.
But, for example, the Superman always goes up. There's a high. There's a high.
Yeah.
And then you fall.
But when that low hit.
Low
is low. And your stomach drops.
And you feel like, everything. You are defeated, okay?
Let me out right now. Get me off of it right now.
And that's how life is.
Yeah.
Life you ain't gonna always be on a high. Yeah. I don't want to be on a roller coaster that I don't feel no love.
Ooh-wee.
I don't want to, because I don't want to get too prideful in my mind to feel like God can never knock me down. That God can never take me or pull me through something. Yeah. If God brought you through it, he gonna bring you through it.
You gotta be careful with
He brought you to it, he gonna bring you through it.
That's right.
And you can't have pride. You cannot have pride, especially when you're hurt and where you're broken. Because how is somebody supposed to help you? How are some people supposed to pour into you? You're gonna keep falling. And you don't want to stay there.
Nope.
It don't feel good. It don't feel good. It don't feel good.
No, it don't.
I'm telling y'all from experience, it don't feel good. Yeah. It feel like hell. It feel like hell. It feel like a dark cloud. It feel like rock bottom. Like I feel like the people who went in that submarine. Oh.
That's not okay, Zoe. That is
for real. Cause I know once they got
them, they was coming back up. Who told them people they was coming back up on that submarine?
Cause they didn't, and they didn't. So you don't want to. That's a bad analogy. Lord forgive me for saying that. But you don't want to be like the people in the submarine. You don't never want to go low. Because you go too low, you're going to be stuck there.
Yes, you will.
You're going to be stuck.
You're going to be
far from the peace for sure.
Oh.
When my boy Ty Trippin say, sinking.
Sinking,
y'all. Sinking to rise no more. So I'm encouraging you. We encouraging you, y'all. Stay in there. Hang on.
Ask some questions then.
If y'all want, y'all can ask questions too. I know the numbers done went down because the devil is busy and the lighting is a little. But we working on it, y'all. This is my first episode. So y'all are free to ask questions, but yeah, stay encouraged. Please stay encouraged. Hold on to God. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. Because one thing, these people will fail you.
That's right.
Will fail you.
People will fail you.
People will fail you, but God will never fail you. And I'm learning that. I'm super learning that. And it hurt. It hurt.
It's okay though.
Hurt. Friendships.
It's okay.
Friendship breakups never feel good. It never feel good. And I'm in a season where that's happening with a lot of friends. A lot of friends don't even know we broke up. But listen.
You did say you don't be breaking up. You just don't say
I told y'all in the beginning. Y'all should have been paying attention. I told y'all. I did not tell nobody. If it's over, it is over. We don't need to. What we need to meet up and have a conversation about. We done. No. You first of all, you know what you did. You're done.
Grown folks know.
We grown. We not kids. I don't need to write you a letter. You did this.
Not right.
So I had to make the hard decision to walk away. Like, I don't even give a 2-week notice on my job. I'm gonna give you a 2-week notice. What? Yo. Yeah, okay.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This is just me. This is me all the time. I'm sorry.
Right.
This is just
That's
me.
Right. That's right.
But at the end of the day, God is still good, and yes, overall, God still gets the glory.
Yes, He does.
Even in this, God still gets the glory.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. What y'all got questions? Okay, we got 5 viewers. Y'all watching us watch you? Say something. What y'all want to talk
about? Hi, Tia. Hi, China.
Sis.
Hey, girl.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all can ask questions. The floor is open. I should have been open the floor. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. We wrapping up low key, but
it's fine.
You can ask questions pertaining to burnout, whether it's mental questions, emotional, spiritual, physical. You can ask on those.
Close out for you too, and then we'll just keep the live going.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to still stay on. We're going to still be open for questions, but we're going to close out on YouTube. It was so awesome.
Yes.
Talking to you. Yeah. Do you have any engagements coming up? Because our crowd open to everybody.
Well, let me think. No, I don't. But you know what? You can always come join my church on a Sunday morning. Okay,
get what you need.
TOP, Tabernacle of Praise. We have an 8:30 service. And we have a 12 o'clock service. I will be there. Yes, you can come and worship with us. Get what you need. When I tell you, the Spirit of the Lord never fails to show up.
Listen, look at God.
I get full even thinking about it. When I tell you, you get whatever you looking for, and the presence of the Lord hits you as soon as you open that door. Woo! I am getting full. Literally think about it. Listen, that's where I'll be. Wednesday, we are in Bible Revival. So come see us Wednesday, 6:30. Where my pastor is Charles McCarley and my first lady, the one and only Rachel McCarley, and they are loving people. They are awesome people. I love them. I really do. I am at the right place.
Come on, right place.
At the right time. Oh, y'all, listen, don't stir me. Oh yeah, oh yes, hallelujah. Don't stir me.
screaming.
I am at the right place at the right time. But yeah, feel free to come on in and get what you need at our service.
That's what's up.
Hallelujah.
Well, I do have a couple things going on.
Oh wait, what the people say?
Hold on one second. I'm gonna come back to the question. I do have a couple things going on. April 5th. We have I'm a part of a youth conference. Well, not a youth conference, a women's conference.
Yes.
Women's conference. I am on with Minister Nicole Reed.
Yes.
My good sis. My other good sis, Prophetess LaShonda.
Yes.
And I'm super excited. Hosting is John AME Church in Niagara Falls, New York. I will give you guys more details for sure.
Yes.
I also have a prayer shut-in that I'm going to be putting together, and I will give you guys more information too. But on YouTube, I appreciate you guys watching. Yes. Stay tuned. We got so much more going on. We got so many different special guests coming in, and I'm really excited for this season of life. As y'all know, Connectors Corner has their own little slogan where it's dream bigger, believe better, and expect greater. And I will definitely see y'all next time.